First, thank you for having me. And then, so I get into UX a very unusual way. I was working on 3D animations for industrial machines, and I was contacted by a company in Italy that was working in UX UI for automotive HMI. And I start being passionate about UX, UI, and also automotive field. Cars is my specialty right now. And I have very classic academic background. I studied at Academy of Fine Arts in Italy. I had my bachelor degree there in graphic design. So I have all the skills as a basic graphic designer, and I use all the skills today to work as a UX, UI, and motion designer. My role today is mostly UX, UI, motion design, the all process together. So analyze, idea, design, implementation, and then also sometimes when it's needed, micro animation. But I also do like 30% of my project are branding stuff. So for example, from logo design, corporate images, branding strategies, and content creation. And yes, this is like 30%. The other 70% are product design and motion design projects. So my favorite UX tool is of course Figma. Figma is a software that gives you the possibility to prototype and present a project with just one tool. So it's so powerful. And also for me, that I'm a motion designer, gives me the possibility to work with micro animations. That is also a nice part that the client used to like it. And with just, like I said, with just one tool that is so powerful, because in the past we had so many tools, so different platforms, and now we have just this one powerful tool that we can use. My last successful projects was creating an HMI infrastructure for the cluster of a motorbike, and I did everything from scratch. So from the analyze the project and the research, the UI and UX part with Figma, also micro animations to deliver with Figma. And basically the presentation that I did was just the project that I did with Figma, and it was so easy to present this file to the client that he was very happy to see every section of the project made with one software. I think that the software that nowadays not many companies are using is Notion. Notion is a management tool with a very transparent design. The idea of transparent design is today is not having fancy gradients or nice looking stuff inside the platform that can distract you from focus. And I think what is achieving Notion right now is giving you the possibility to stay on track at any activities that you have, and have the possibility to communicate with your team very easily. I also sometimes use Midjourney to create like effects on the video that I already did in After Effects and Premiere Pro. And this is a very powerful tool, and I also use ChatGPT to write me the prompt for Midjourney. That's very right one. The best part to be a designer is like to be connected with other designers. So I have my own community here in Berlin, and it's called Berlin Design Events. And what we do is we're going to events of design together, and we exchange values, just talking to each other, understanding new approach of design, and go to events and having fun, basically. And I think one of the most important thing is like understand other people to understand yourself.
Nice. Yeah.
So I think that going outside of your comfort zone and meeting other designers is one of the best advice that I can give to another person that is a designer, because when you lack of motivation and when you are out in the market, sometimes your workflow can be boring, but taking inspiration from people from other parts of the market, it's always a good idea also to implement your workflow and boost your motivation every day. So another important advice that I would like to give to designers in general in early career is that you, as you studied or understood, you need always to have a process in mind. So what to do first and what to do at the end. But you really also understand that when it's starting to work, when you start to work on this project, even the last step can be the first, and vice versa. Because the process when you work, it's something that you have to keep in mind, but forgot when it's really the time to go in the field. The quote that I always carry with me is not all that are wandering are lost, as a quote from Tolkien, writer of The Fellowship of the Ring. And yes, nowadays in the market with insecurity, we always are wondering, and I think that is part of the job, and this is like make me think that there is always hope for a new opportunity.
That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.